Okay, so here we are. Now that I know what the problem is, now what we're going to do is remove this from here, because the vibration that this thing causes right here where it goes in, the vibration wears out the Teflon tape and it sucks in air. And now, for the first time, the vibration came to here, and so now it's sucking in air from two sides, and it's not working. You prime it, you get a couple of minutes of water, and then that's it. You have to start all over. Yeah, so I think what we'll do now is go to a submersible pump, and then that should take care of the problem, because the pump itself will be all the way at the bottom here, and what that will do is, if it does loosen something up, it'll be underwater, so it will not lose prime. Whereas here, this is just open to the air, so that's what it does. It sucks in air. And down at the bottom there, if there is a slight vibration that causes, yeah, and then this here, I just dig it out and take that out. Yeah, and then this way, to cover, you don't need to cover this, mine, because it's just PVC. So anyway, that should take care of that problem, because this was becoming very frequent, and initially this little area here got replaced I don't know how many times, 4 or 5 times, but now this one is starting. Tried to get a hold of a monoflow representative, couldn't find one. So went to one of the places that sells this thing, and they wouldn't tell me where I could find this guy. So yeah, there it is. All right. Okay, so here it is. This pipe is out. Dug in here, and we'll take this and bring it out this way, so that it's sitting right next to this thing, and we won't have to have this big old tub here. We can just take a small 5-gallon bucket, 3-gallon bucket, or whatever, and that should be able to cover this thing. Yeah, so let's see what happens. Okay, so there is the submersible pump, and now he's reworking this pipe, getting it ready to go down the hole. Okay, let's see where this goes. Okay, so he measured the bottom of that well, and if you look at this right here, that's where it goes to the bottom, and he's got it all the way down there. Now the bottom of this submersible pump will be about 1.5 meters, 1.75 meters or so. Maybe even 2 meters. It could be 2 meters from the bottom. So this must have some pretty good suction to be that far off the bottom. So yeah, as long as I get an adequate amount of push it'll be okay. And I would venture to say that this is the support wire that they're going to use to keep it from putting the weight on the electrical cable. And it looks like summer is here, because today is hotter than the dickens. Yeah, I have to make sure that it's well secured, otherwise all of a sudden it's sitting at the bottom, and then you really have a problem. Yeah, I hope this solves the problem, because, well, I'm sure it will, but I hope it solves the problem because it's been very hard to have water for these fish and the chickens, and washing off the trash can filter, and just lots and lots of problems. Okay, so the first half of the pipe was attached, and now he will take the support cable and the support cable and the electrical cable and zip tie it all the way up. And then there's this cap that will go on top. It's got two holes in there, one for the support, and one for the electrical cable. So here goes the pipe. You want me to help you push? Me and you, we push down in there. Okay, so he had to cut off this little section here because as you can see, the double pieces and the seams were interfering with the pump going through. So that was not a good thing. Okay.
นี่นะ นี่
Oh yeah, yeah,
นี่
yeah,
เนี่ย
yeah. Yeah, here's the problem here. Yeah.
เลยติดตัวนี้
One is thin and the other one is thick. Yeah.
นี่ไม่ตัดแล้วนะ นี่เลย
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, because this,
มาอย่างนี้เลยเหรอ
yeah, see this here? Din.
นั่น
Yeah, din to here.
อ่า
Yeah, you see. Yeah, din. Yeah, so that's
อ
good.
ย่างนี้เลยเหรอ
Yeah, to here.
จาก
This,
ระดับนี้มาเลยเหรอ่ะ
this to here.
ไม่เผื่อตรงนี้ไหมอ่ะน้ำข้างบนจะไหลไหม
Yeah, cement, concrete.
อ๋อ
Yeah.
งั้น
So this will come to here and then concrete
okay.
about 4 inches. Yeah. So you'll have to here.
ตัดแค่นี้
Yeah, yeah, you can cut it. Yeah. Okay, so after some going around, we determined how far up this thing's gonna go. So he's gonna cut the rest. Okay. So now that can go in, and then that metal right there will hold. There he goes. You just have to get him past those joints. Here, let me give him a hand. All right, hold on. Okay, so it finally went through. It was catching on that little joint right here at the next pipe. So if I'm not mistaken, that should be the last joint. So it should be pretty easy from here on out. It should be straight through with no more joints, if I'm not mistaken. Well, I was mistaken. There is one more joint.
ดูมีไฟไหมไฟ
Oh, yeah. Turn it on?
Huh?
No.
Plug.
It's off. Oh, plug. You have that plug over there. Hold on, let me get it for you. Well, right now it looks like that's stuck at that last joint there. So he's going to run this and see what happens. But that's not like this. Well, maybe the pressure's picking up now. No. Is that 1 horsepower? This? Okay, so we got this thing all set up now. And what's gonna happen is this pipe that was going up will now be underground. The gauges will be below that 90-degree turn, and the gauges will go down below that 90-degree turn, and then everything else will be buried with the dirt. And this way everything is closer to that thing there, and the gauges will be below that 90-degree turn, so when you cover it, it won't damage the gauges and all that stuff. So that's the idea. So let him finish that and then we'll be back. Okay, almost finished. Now putting the support cable and tying it to the pipe that's coming out of the well, and then it would be a matter of tying in the power to the pressure regulator, and then apply some power to it and make sure that it pumps and stops. And then I will put all that dirt back in after a while. Make sure that it functions like it's supposed to and stuff. And then go from there. And then the other thing I need to do is right there where that gauge and the regulator is at, drive something down into the ground so I can secure that to the piece of wood or bamboo or whatever, and make sure it's not flopping around, and then go from there. Okay, putting in the last 2 wires, and then we could fire it up and see what happens. Okay, turn it on. Okay, so plugged it in. Have to build up some pressure in there, get the air out of the system, and then he said he needs to adjust the pressure. Okay, so the
ยูไม่ต้องอ่ะ ไม่ละ
yeah. Oh, that was a bad thing. There's that.
ออนปุ๊บฟู
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, this here. Oh, big headache. Okay, so yeah. So now it's working. Got the air out of the system. The switch is turning on and off. Now we'll see how long it lasts. Okay. Okay, so here's the old pump. And the problem with this thing it kept losing prime, and the reason is that this, which is the output, and this being the intake, the connection that would go on here would we would put some silicone tape, some Teflon tape. We would put some Teflon tape on the connection, and everything would work. And then after a day, 2 days, a week, it just depends on how much I used it, the vibration of the motor would actually wear out that Teflon tape and then suck in air. And once it did that, then you would have to actually cut this connection off and put in a new fitting. And the reason for that is because the way the weld guy put it in, this two connections here you could not separate without cutting. So I tried to get a hold of the monoflow representative to see what I could use to isolate that vibration, and I could never get a hold of anybody. So we went with a submersible pump, and that worked real good, except for one thing. For some reason or another, that pump is sucking up some air, so when you use the hose, the water will be flowing out, and you'll get this, you know, in the air escaping along with the water. Now I'm going to run it for, you know, a week or two, and then either keep it like that or call the guy who installed the submersible and then go from there, because it's not normal for that thing to be sucking up that air. Yeah, so right now the pump is not running, but when it runs, you can hear a little bit of noise, you know, not quite sucking, but a noise of some kind. And that's where the pump is taking in air. So now this is doing what it's doing. And I mean, it pumps fine. It just that one noise. And at the other end, of course, you have the air coming out, so it's sucking in air. And I think what might have happened is, when this pump was put in, I think that the guy that put in the well, well, let me back up a little bit. I have always used the same guy, and what he did is he subcontracted this well to someone, and I believe what they did is they used two thicknesses on the 3-inch pipe going in, because when he got to the bottom joint, the well didn't get past that, and he couldn't get it past that. So I think what is happening is that pump is not all the way to the bottom, well, not to the bottom, but all the way down to where it needs to be. You know, so far from the bottom, I don't know what the depth is, but whatever it is, it's not quite there. And then what happens somehow sucks in air, and if that continues, then I'm going to make the decision and get the well guy to come back out here and either take it out and put a different pump or whatever he needs to do to get it to stop sucking in air. So yeah, we'll go from there and I'll let you know. Thanks for watching.
ขอบคุณเจ้า
See you next time.
แล้วปะกันแฮมไมนะเจ้า
See you.
บ๊ายบาย